Hello, and welcome back to English Like Locals, the podcast where we take real British conversations and slow them right down so you can actually hear what people mean, not just what they say. Today's episode is called Sorry to Bother You, and I promise you, by the end, you will never hear the word sorry the same way again. Here's the setup. Grace needs a favour from her colleague Xander. A small favour, 30 seconds of his time. But because Grace is very, very British, she cannot simply ask, she has to apologise, then hedge, then apologise for the hedging. Xander, meanwhile, is doing something clever. He's decoding every soft word to work out how urgent this actually is. Because here's your cultural key for today, and write this down. The more softening words a Brit uses, the more urgently they need the thing. Panic hides underneath politeness. Let's listen.
Xander, sorry. Are you busy?
For you? Never. Go on.
No, honestly, don't let me interrupt. Sorry to bother you.
You've said sorry twice, and you haven't asked me anything yet.
Have I? God, sorry. There. 3. I'll stop.
Notice what's happening. Grace has approached, apologised and retreated. Don't let me interrupt, all before making a single request. In many cultures, you walk up and say the thing. In England, you build a little runway first. The apologies aren't about guilt, they're about lowering the imposition, making the favour feel smaller than it is. And Xander, he's already suspicious. Watch him start counting.
Right. What do you need?
So, and there's genuinely no rush. I was just wondering.
Just wondering. Okay.
Sorry to bother you. No, don't get up, honestly. Sorry to bother you, I was just wondering. And there's no rush at all, whenever you get a chance, if it's not too much trouble. And don't worry if not. Could you possibly, maybe, cast an eye over this client proposal? Only if you're free, truly. No pressure. Whenever you get a chance. And please, don't worry if not. Before it goes out.
Before it goes out. When does it go out?
Oh, you know, whenever.
Grace.
20 minutes.
20 minutes.
But no rush.
6 softeners for a 20-minute deadline. Grace, that's not a favour, that's a flare gun.
And there it is. Let's freeze the frame. Grace stacked 6 softeners on top of each other. No rush. Just wondering. Whenever you get a chance. Don't worry if not. If it's not too much trouble, might possibly. 6 cushions around one small request. And the deadline? 20 minutes. This is the cultural hook in action. She isn't being casual. She's terrified. The politeness went up precisely because the urgency went up. A relaxed Brit with a real week to spare would just say, "Hey, could you look at this when you're free?" 1 softener. Done. 6 softeners means the building is basically on fire. Let's watch Xander translate.
Okay. Let me read you back what you actually said.
Oh no.
No rush, meaning rush. Whenever you get a chance, meaning now. Don't worry if not, meaning please for the love of God, worry. And just wondering, meaning you've been standing behind me for a full minute trying to work up the nerve.
That's uncomfortably accurate.
You lot are so easy to read. The softer you go, the more scared you are. It's like a politeness smoke alarm. The more it beeps, the bigger the fire.
I prefer to think of it as considerate.
You buried a 20-minute deadline under whenever. That's not considerate, that's a hostage situation with a smile.
This is the skill I want you to build. Don't listen to the surface words. Listen to the quantity of softening. Learners often hear "no rush" whenever you get a chance and think, "Great, this is relaxed. I've got days." Wrong. Count the cushions. 1 cushion. Genuinely relaxed. 4, 5, 6 cushions stacked up. That's a red alert wearing a cardigan. Xander decoded it in seconds because he's a native listener. You can learn to do the same.
Right, hand it over. I'll look now.
Oh, no. Honestly, only if you've got a...
Grace, it's due in 19 minutes now. You've spent one of them apologising.
Right. Yes. Sorry.
4.
Sorry, that doesn't count. That was a reflex.
Send it. Go on. And breathe. It's a proposal, not a kidney.
Thank you. Genuinely. I owe you a coffee. A big one. The fancy oat one.
You owe me a coffee and you're going to learn to just ask. Walk up. Xander, quick favour, 20 minutes. Can you read this? Done. No runway.
God, I could never. That's practically aggressive.
That's the most British thing you've said all day. Asking clearly. Aggressive.
And that line, that's practically aggressive, tells you everything about English negative politeness. To Grace, being direct feels rude. Being clear feels like an imposition. So the softening isn't decoration. To her, it's basic manners. The imposition must be minimised at all costs, even when the clock is against her. Two people, same office, completely different rulebooks. Xander finds the softening funny. Grace finds directness alarming. Neither is wrong. They're just running different politeness software. So, let's bank today's language before you go. Your 6 softeners and what they really mean. Sorry to bother you. I am about to bother you, and I know it. Just wondering. I've thought about this a lot. I'm pretending I haven't. If it's not too much trouble, it might be trouble and I need it anyway. No rush. Whenever you get a chance. Now, ideally. Don't worry if not. Please worry. Worry a great deal. And your one golden rule, the cultural observation to carry with you. In Britain, politeness and panic travel together. The calmer someone sounds, the more softeners they stack, the more they probably need you. A relaxed Brit uses one cushion. A desperate one builds you a whole sofa. So next time someone drifts up to your desk, apologises 3 times and says there's no rush at all, start the clock. You've got about 20 minutes. That's it for today. If this helped, the softeners are all in the episode notes. Practice them out loud. Long vowel on that sorry. And I'll see you next time on English Like Locals. No rush though. 20 minutes.